Coach, the Pelicans have had such good success on the road, especially as of late. What's the key to being so dominant when you're away from home?
Well, I just think number one, you got to manage turnovers. We've been pretty good with that. Although we had 19 in Portland, but there hadn't been a lot of live turnovers, and I think live turnovers are the things that kill you. And we've been pretty solid defensively, and we played well offensively. You know, the ball movement. You know, we had 44 assists the game before All-Star break, and we had over mid-30s the last game we played in Portland. So when we're doing that and we're getting the ball moving, I think we get everyone involved, and that's telling me that we've gone away from the isolation plays, and that's what we got to try to stay away from.
The Warriors certainly look different now than last time you faced them. What is Andrew Wiggins bringing to them?
Oh, I think he's going to be great for this team, really. Obviously when they get everyone healthy and have him as a third or fourth option is pretty good, really. I think he has improved his shooting, improved his ball handling, and let's not forget that he's a very, very, very young player. So I think he's got a real bright future here, especially the way they play, and I think the way they play is going to be a real positive to his game also.
How did you prepare? What do you expect from Dragan Bender tonight?
Oh, I don't know. I know he's a good shooter. I mean, he's a big guy that can really shoot the ball, and obviously those kind of guys thrive in the system that Steve runs. So, high draft choice. Sometimes you have to make a couple of moves to get in the right situation.
You talked about ball movement. Steve was talking about Zion and how he's impressed with his passing. So has he contributed to your ball movement?
Oh, I think he's just contributed to everything that we've tried to do. He's a really good team guy, very unselfish player. He is a very capable passer, so all of those things fit into what we're trying to do.
Coach, staying with the ball movement theme, 34.5 assists the last 5 games. That's number 1 in the NBA. How gratifying is it for you as a coach, for your team to be playing the way that you want them to play?
Well, for me, and I obviously being here with Steve and those, I think the whole key is to have good ball movement, have passing up good shots for better shots, playing in a situation where you want to drive in and create open shots by kicking the ball out. All of those things have been really positive for us, and I think we've done a good job with that. We have to continue to do that because I think when we do, we put ourselves in a really good position to win games.
How happy were you with the way that you guys played coming out of the All-Star break? It seems like a lot of teams, if you have 7 or 8 games, you're not in rhythm and you're maybe a little bit rusty, but it just seemed like the flow was just really good the whole game.
Well, we had 2 really good practices. As a matter of fact, I was shocked the first practice we had because, usually that practice when you come back off the All-Star break is not a very good practice, and you try to get prepared the next day. But we had a really good practice, and we had a really good practice before we left on the trip. So I was feeling good about, just our approach and what I thought we would be able to do in those situations, and I thought it carried over to the game.
Coach, with Zion, obviously everyone can see the size and athleticism, but what have you seen from his basketball IQ that has helped you guys be so successful with him on the court?
Well, I just think he's a very smart player. I can give you 20 examples, but to me, it's just to have a good feel for the game and understand situations. And for him, it's never about scoring. We don't run a whole lot of plays for him directed at him, but I think he's figured out, and our guys have figured out where he likes the ball. And in the floor of the offense, what we're doing, they found a way to get him the ball in positions where he can be very effective, I think.
Alvin, what's the buzz over Zion been like at home and what you've seen on the road?
I don't even know how to describe it, really. I've been around a lot of guys and been in this league for a lot of things, but just everywhere we go, every hotel, every arena, every restaurant, they want to see him. And I think because he's very approachable, very accessible, the access to him is very, he doesn't mind. He'll stop and try to sign autographs, but obviously he can't do that every single time. But he's a good kid. He's a good kid and he's enjoying himself, and I think that's the big thing for me. I told him to always try to enjoy yourself, especially in this situation, because it's something that he's worked for his whole life to get to this situation.
Did you think about that excitement when you drafted him? The idea that not only is he going to make your team better on the court, but he'll sort of provide this mental boost for the team?
I didn't care one bit about the mental boost. Okay, we were talking about what he could do on the court athletically and what he could do for our team. So if the mental boost came, that was great. But we didn't draft him to be, he's not a spokesman for our city. Okay. He's a great basketball player that happened to be a guy that loved New Orleans, and all of those things add to the positivity that he brings to our team and our franchise.
How weird is it that you were with this organization, the Warriors, for a while, and new arena, completely different sort of outlook on the season with them having not so great of a record on the injuries?
Well, yeah, but I think that, obviously if you had Steph healthy and Clay healthy and Draymond has had his, things. With those three guys healthy, they're going to be a very, very good basketball team. So, they'll get healthy and they'll come back, and they're going to be a factor next year. That's just the way it is. It's just unfortunate from a health standpoint what happened in these situations. And obviously losing KD changes a lot of things, but I think you get those guys healthy, I think they'll still be fine.
Thank you.